All right, let's start off this morning by just saying this. We don't have to make plans today. Everyone feels that chaos. That electricity that was in the air seems to have been dampened. Now, a lot of people just feel doomed. People feel depressed. You can see it in comments. People are picking at one another and saying it's your fault because you said this, or it's the other people's fault because they believed in this. And I am not innocent of that. I trusted the plan, and I didn't see it come to fruition. At least not yet. And man, it sounds silly to even say it that way, right? So, moving on from all of that, and taking things a day at a time, and taking things seriously, everything that Biden and this administration does, if you believe that it is illegitimate, by that I mean the administration, then you should do everything in your power to, when they turn left, you turn right. It isn't a function of doing anything illegal. It's not a request or a suggestion to take any action, other than to obstinately oppose everything and anything that this administration does that is unconstitutional or is otherwise illegal by the laws of this land. And the first thing that I thought we should point out, as we will be cataloging the abject failure that is this new administration, I want to point this particular piece out. The executive orders that are being signed yesterday, and I'm sure today, and the rest of the first 90 days in office, you need to really read through each of them. And if you are a person that believes in the country at all, you should take some of these, make your own memes, take your own little quotes out of them, make your own highlights, ask your own questions to your friends, your neighbors, your family. And it's not something that over the last 4 years, you were told you shouldn't talk about politics with people. You shouldn't bring it up. And it was intentionally made incredibly divisive. So if you were to bring up politics, it was behind closed doors with people that you already knew were on your side, right? That just galvanizes and ostracizes people further. So play it this way. It's a new year. We have a new administration. Ask them if they're excited about these orders. Ask them with positivity. Bring these things up with people and have these conversations not as an attack or a diminution or a condescension. Have conversations with people and ask them legitimately which their favorite executive order was on the first day. And if they say, "Oh, I don't know which ones they were. I just know it's better than Trump." Ask, well, I mean, isn't it? And wouldn't you think it would be important to know? And maybe you can go into this one. This says, on the first day, Biden signs executive orders to reverse Trump's policies. And I know some people are scratching their heads thinking, didn't the Supreme Court already rule that a former executive and the standing executive orders that they passed that create laws, right? So not every executive order creates a new law, but if an executive order has the effect of creating a new law or policy within the United States, the new administrations are not to just simply come in and by executive edict undo what is now precedented written law. That was what the Supreme Court said anyways when they ruled on DACA. If you don't remember, Trump wanted to get rid of DACA initially. He said that because the executive order on DACA, that was the Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals. So basically, we're not going to kick kids out of the country because they were brought here as children. We're going to give them a path to citizenship, which is really just rewarding their parents for the illegal behavior and condoning it further when people say, oh, well, I can just bring a baby over the border and claim DACA. So we wanted to get rid of it, right? The Supreme Court ruled against that. Says the Supreme Court decided to uphold DACA, which was created through an executive order during Obama's time in office. This is again in 2017. This comes after the President Trump's administration has tried to do away with the program. They said that the Trump administration had argued that DACA was unconstitutional because immigration laws are only supposed to be created by Congress. Fact. In response to that news, the U.S. Representative Mike Rogers says he's shocked and that the Supreme Court has set a precedent by upholding programs that were created by a single memo in the Obama administration and exempted nearly 700,000 people from following immigration laws. There. The final quote there says, President Obama created a mess. The Trump administration tried to clean it up. That's a fact. So then you look and you say, well, so what are some of these executive orders that he's undoing? So SCOTUS already said, executive orders that create new laws cannot be undone by a new administration. Trump tried to argue that they were unconstitutional, that an executive order that creates a law, specifically regarding immigration, is unconstitutional as immigration laws fall under congressional authority to create and maintain those laws. That is why we have a legislature. If we wanted the president to just pass laws by his pen, we'd have a king. We don't have that. So the Supreme Court did the wrong thing by telling Trump, sorry, you can't undo it. Obama's written law is the law, and Trump can't undo that. But here you go, now that we have another new president, that's all out the window. Apparently they can just undo and reverse any orders they want again. So this is the interesting one to me. And there are 10 that he did yesterday. Like I said, I'm sure there will be many, many more. This is the one that should scare you the most. This says, I therefore, hang on, let me at least read it correctly. Now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, by the authority vested to me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, already, you haven't followed the laws to get that vested authority. So I don't know how you're now using those laws to give you the authority that you initially, broke to get it in the first place. Yuck. Barf. Anyways, this says, including sections blah of the Immigration and Nationality Act and other sections blah of the United States Code, hereby find that it is in the interests of the United States to revoke executive orders signed March 6, 2017, named Protecting the Nation from Foreign Terrorist Entry into the United States. Proclamation 9645, September 24 of 2017, enhancing vetting capabilities and processes for detecting attempted entry into the United States by terrorists. He's undoing this. That is what this order is. One of the orders I'm going to make as a new president, Joe Biden, is we're gonna pass, or rather revoke, any blocks of terrorists entering the country. What? In the interests of the United States, he is revoking the protections of the nation from foreign terrorists entering the United States. At the bottom, our national security will be enhanced by revoking the executive order and proclamations. How is it that the country is made better by removing protections against foreign terrorists entering the country? Unravel that for your friends and family and neighbors and ask them, hey, I know you guys are excited about the new Joe Biden presidency. Do you have a favorite executive order that he's passed on his first day? There were 10. Can you name one of them that you thought was good? And when they say, oh, I didn't pay attention, but I should look into it. Yeah, I'm really excited. Great. Here's one. I need you to look at this. Can you explain to me why this makes sense? Ask them in real plain language. Can you just explain to me why this helps our national security by removing the policies that we had, the procedures that we had to detect terrorism and to stop terrorists from entering the United States? Why would we get rid of a policy or a program that enables that? This says it's in the interests of the U.S. to revoke the executive orders protecting our country from foreign terrorists. On the first day, you have the new president saying our national security will be enhanced by revoking protections against terrorism. Apparently, we should be letting terrorists into the country because that, as they say, enhances our national security. Can you please bring these to your friends and family and ask them why? Why does this work? How does this help us? We need to know. We want answers. So when they go left, we're going to go right. When they say this, we will stop, halt everything, put the brakes on, turn the car off, turn back and look in the back seat and say, explain this. Explain why. We don't want to move forward and just skip over this. Explain how removing protections against terrorism helps us, Joe. All right, let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you could. I'm on every platform. If you could, we're trying to branch out beyond just YouTube. So I'm also on Rumble. I'm also on BitChute. I'm also on Odyssey. If you could find America Floats on Gab, that's where I'm also going to be posting things. Because YouTube is going to die, right? Unfortunately. And that's where I'm biggest. So I'm trying to both grow here on YouTube as well as here on Rumble and on BitChute and on Odyssey and everywhere else. If you could, subscribe, share this video, like the video, that'll give it a little boost. And then do everything else that you can do to stand in the way of this commie bullshit and to keep America afloat.